Welcome back to Bloom. April is National Couples Appreciation Month, and in these crazy times, it's a good time to remember extraordinary relationships are made, not given. Joining us with tips is Elena Cardone, who is the author of Build an Empire, How to Have It All. Welcome to Bloom, Elena.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me over there in Tampa. I love it up there.
Thank you. Thank you. We want you to visit in person soon because I'm so excited to talk to you. I know that you personally have a powerhouse of a marriage, and you say the rest of us can do the same. Tell us about Grant and your relationship.
Okay, so our relationship didn't always start out like this. In the very beginning of our relationship, I hate to admit, I was kind of vying for this power position in the relationship, and it actually cost us because I'm out building all day, he's out building all day, and we'd come home and fight and kind of tear each other down and kind of stay in the same place. Now we found how to work in our relationship in a coordinated effort in order to achieve a heightened level of success. So we've had the talks, where are we going, what's the mission, what's the purpose, and now we're all in on us. So the relationship works now. I get to be the boss of the roles that I'm designated the boss of based on my strengths and weaknesses, and the same for him. So we're not constantly fighting for the position. It's like, no, I'm the boss here, you're the boss here, stand behind my decision, and then we can focus our efforts going up and not towards attacking each other.
I like that because I was listening to some interviews with you prior to us having a chance to catch up, and you were saying there are just certain things that you're good at, you know, running the household, and you each kind of define your roles, play them strong, and then rise together. And I would imagine that's one of your first tips, to find out what you're good at and what you can be a leadership of.
Exactly, and be real and honest. And it just so happens I fall into the quote unquote more traditional role. But it just so happens, if I'm real and honest, I am a really good mother. Not perfect, we all have that mom guilt, but I am a very good mother. I'm an extremely good wife. I know how to run behind the scenes operations. I'm good with the PR of the family. And Grant's like the wild man, entrepreneur, businessman, money. I don't know how to do that level of, I just don't have that skill. And I'm being real, and I'm not trying to downgrade myself, but he is an expert in that area. So I let him run control in those departments, and he lets me run the departments that I'm good at. But it was based on taking a real and honest look at what are we really good at, where do we each suffer, and how can we balance and have each other's back?
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing, is having each other's back, and celebrate your partner for having the skill sets that they have and let them thrive, and you should do the same. I mean, I think a lot of times, you know, couples do get in the habit of breaking each other down, but we really should be doing just the opposite.
Exactly, because look, life is hard enough out there, and when you find yourself in the role where you're attacking each other, I always have couples look at, okay, I think you might want to take a consideration that you're playing too small, because when you set your goals and your targets so big, all of a sudden the smaller stuff becomes a little less significant. It's like, okay, do we really want to waste the time arguing about this rather than going for that? So it really puts things into perspective for us. I'm willing to let a lot of things that, you know, aren't like detrimental, of course, to the relationship, but I'm willing to let all the smaller stuff slide because I'm interested in winning the Super Bowl ring of life. And that's more important than making someone wrong on one play in a game that's not even the playoffs yet, you know? So I look at it like that, and it really helps a lot.
Another great tip of yours that I love, keep your dirty laundry private.
1,000,000%. Like I wrote this book, as you posted earlier, Build an Empire, How to Have It All. And inside that book, I talk about, you know, make yourself think bigger. That hence comes the empire. And imagine that you are the king and the queen of the empire. Now, the king and the queen can't go to anyone lower than them and talk about or get advice from. Like, I can't go talk about the king, and the king would do a disservice to be talking about me. It just gives other people who don't have the same reality that you share of where you're at in your relationship open door to give you an opinion about it. And then what ends up happening is you make up or you figure out how to work it out with your partner, and then that person is still stuck with the negative image. So then you go back to the person, and then they're putting that negative image back onto you, which then re-stirs it all up and then opens the door to more arguments in the future. So I say no. Learn how to seek your own counsel and stop getting your friends and family involved.
Agreed, 100%. Elena, this has been so fascinating. I wish I could talk to you all day, but I can't wait to dig into your book. Thank you so much for joining us on Bloom. What an honor to talk to you today.
Oh, Gayle, thank you so much.
All right. And you can visit ElenaCardone.com for more information. And we're going to be back with more Bloom right after this. Stick around.